IndiaMART.com. More buyers, more suppliers, more business. SMS more to 56677.
ऐसी ही है LIC की जीवन साथी पॉलिसी। मासिक प्रीमियम जो आप चाहे 250 गुना लाइफ कवर पाए, हर जरूरत पूरी हो जाए।
Brought to you by IndiaMART. More buyers, more suppliers, more business.
Micro, small and medium enterprises are an integral part of the economic fabric of our country. These 26 million SMEs together employ... Micro, small and medium enterprises are an integral part of the economic fabric of our country. These 26 million SMEs together employ over 60 million people in India and also contribute to the Indian GDP in a big way. The SMEs will continue to form a vital part of India's journey ahead to becoming a developed nation. So on this series, it is our endeavor to discover and showcase some of the most promising SMEs across all sectors. Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow. On the show today, a Meerut-based company that is well famous for its sports goods and also promotes table tennis in more than 100 countries across the world. Also on the show, a company from Faridabad that makes solid wooden doors, unmatched in quality and design. And finally from Mumbai, a company that makes polypropylene bags for various industries like paper, sugar, cement and food grains. Our first story today is of a company that almost every sports enthusiast in the country knows about. It's a story about the Kohli family from Meerut who started the globally recognized sports brand Stag International. The company that not just makes table tennis equipment but also sponsors the Indian national table tennis team. Let's take a look at what happens when the passion for sports meets business acumen. For the Kohli family of Meerut, a business driven by passion is the only business worth doing. And that passion is sports, a love of which runs deep in the family. From the younger brother Vivek, who's a former captain of the Indian table tennis team, to elder brother Rakesh, who remains a tennis enthusiast even today, the entire family boasts sportspersons in almost every other game. It is no wonder then that the Kohlis have created and sustained one of India's most well-known sports brands, Stag International.
One table is that I made it first for my children, and I taken it to Patiala for approval. And that was the only table which came to this standard. And that was the only table approved by Sports Society of India, Patiala.
In the late 70s, we started manufacturing table tennis tables. So that is when we established this brand Stag. And after I completed my MBA in 82, the focus was to build a brand for the organization, to build a brand for table tennis, to build a brand for our table tennis tables.
For a brand that is ubiquitous at table tennis competitions across India, the strategy to reach the numero uno position has been surprisingly refreshing and constant throughout Stag's history. Rakesh and Vivek Kohli, the brothers who are the current flag bearers of the brand, have always believed in being close to the players and soliciting their feedback. A practice that has enabled them to come out and give customers what they want rather than forcing something on them that they don't need.
I never went to the dealers, and then he saw that dealer said, okay, keep the product and we'll sell it whenever there is a demand. But then he realized that, okay, this is not the right strategy, and he applied a pull strategy. Pull strategy was that we put our equipment in the arena, in the competitions. So he met with several associations and that said, okay, we made this product. We got it approved by Table Tennis Federation of India. And then we put it in the tournaments. So when the players played on it, they said, oh, it's a wonderful product. And then they started going to the dealers and demand, okay, we want a Stag table or we want a Stag product. So that's how, we pulled the customers to us, not that we went to the dealers to sell our product.
But situations have not always been this rosy. Starting up your own brand when India was still under the grip of the license Raj was unheard of. And the naysayers were aplenty. But the Kohli brothers persevered. And ultimately, Stag was one of the first sports companies in India to prove that building your own brand can be a viable option too, rather than just exporting to bigger international players. And the results are there for all to see. Stag is the first and only Indian company to have its TT table certified by the International Table Tennis Federation, something that is an immensely proud achievement for the brothers.
When we started with table tennis tables, we used to get some orders from Delhi, from other areas, and I used to make sure, because we were new, nobody knew the brand, so I used to make sure, I used to carry the tables on my car and deliver it to the particular household who has ordered it. And since I was a player myself, I used to play 5 minutes, 10 minutes with them, demonstrate, so that they could get the confidence in the brand which they are getting. That is how slowly and steadily we built the brand. For every tournament, I used to be there, I used to install the tables myself, so that there is no lacuna in the table whatsoever. So this really helped in establishing the product which was virtually unknown at that time.
Table tennis at the grassroots level has led it to sponsor 23 state championships in India, and this in a country of 28 states only. Stag also sponsors the Indian national table tennis team along with 42 other international teams, which is the largest for any table tennis company in the world. Stag's identity as a player's brand is well known in India. But what is not well known is the fact that along with the International Table Tennis Federation, it also works for the upliftment of the sport in more than 100 countries worldwide. Their initiative, Sports for All, Equipment for All, has led them to be nominated for the Peace and Sport Award for 2010, a prestigious award promoted by the Prince of Monaco. And this initiative is something that comes straight from their heart.
We are passionate about the sport. We want the sport to develop. I always say that we have to make the pie bigger. So I think with the ITTF development program, people have realized that Stag is not just a brand which works for money, but it is a company with a big heart. Like when I offered some sponsorship to Kiribati, so the girl who was the manager of the team, she was like jumping, you know. I was in New Zealand for the Oceania Championship where I said, okay, I will offer sponsorship to all the Oceania countries. So it gives you a kind of satisfaction which probably a lot of money cannot give you.
In spite of its presence in more than 150 countries worldwide, Stag is constantly forging ahead and making inroads into the remaining TT-playing nations of the world. As a supplier of TT nets, Stag currently holds almost 80% of the international market and also acts as an OEM for major companies such as Butterfly. And their expertise is not limited to TT alone. The company makes equipment for basketball and gymnastics and has recently started exclusive distribution of top foreign brands in India as well. This strategy is a part of a larger diversification process initiated by the new generation at Stag to make Stag the #1 sports company in India.
The direction that we are taking for the future for the Indian market is we want to bring international brands into the Indian market, and because we feel there's a lack of choice for the Indian consumer when it comes to international brands. The kind of product quality which is available internationally, we want to make sure that is available in India. So for that very purpose, we are getting into a lot of fitness equipment. So we've already gotten a brand called Tinturi into India, which is again exclusively distributed through Stag, which is again a high-end fitness equipment brand. Then we've got Victor, which is in Europe the #1 badminton brand. Globally also it is one of the top brands when it comes to badminton. So we feel that is a brand which can do very well in India. Then we've gotten Milan, which is again the Rolls Royce of fitness, you could say, which is the highest end of fitness equipment. So these are the brands which we have brought into India, and we are focusing on many other brands which we want to bring into India.
The Stag brand has always been a labor of love for the Kohli family. And seeing that the happiness and future of India's sporting prodigies ride on their continued support, it is a duty that Stag is fulfilling with commendable energy. It is said that if passion and business acumen combine, they can create a magical product. One need not look further than Stag International to see this come to life. So that was Stag International, making quality sports products and also supporting table tennis players at the grassroots level. Up next, a pioneer in the field of solid wooden doors in India, a company from Faridabad in Haryana that has made doors for everyone from Parvez Musharraf to George Bush. The story behind DS Doors right after this short break. You are watching Leaders of Tomorrow on IndiaMART.
Brought to you by IndiaMART.
She converted her teenage passion into a thriving beauty brand. Catch Naaz Hussain talk about her brand story and how she managed to reach every corner of the globe with a crusader's zeal. On Brand Equity, only on ET Now.
Brought to you by SR Let's Begin. ASK Wealth Management, over 25 years of managing wealth. Mahindra Stalio, Jaan hai, Shaan hai aur Itminan bhi.
IndiaMART.com. More buyers, more suppliers, more business. SMS more to 56677.
Welcome back to Leaders of Tomorrow. DS Sharma started out as a carpenter and struggled for many years. Today he's one of the most renowned manufacturers of solid wooden doors in India. His Faridabad-based company DS Doors not just manufactures quality products but is also saving the environment by using different kinds of recyclable wood. Here's the story. DS Sharma epitomizes the spirit of entrepreneurship. Grit, determination and a fire in the belly to be successful. When circumstances forced him to quit school, he spent years working as a carpenter and doing odd jobs before starting his own enterprise. That was 1977. Today he's a pioneer in making solid wood doors in India and abroad. His venture DS Doors is now known all over the world for its innovation, quality and cost-effective products.
हमारी जो क्वालिटी है वो ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड नंबर 1 है. अभी तक जो क्वालिटी के हम डोर्स बना सकते हैं वो कोई नहीं बना सकता. रीजन है हम उसके अंदर जो प्रोसेसिंग करते हैं वो महत्व रखता है. उसके अंदर हम इस तरह के केमिकल इंजेक्ट करते हैं जो किसी भी मौसम से किसी भी कीड़े से लकड़ी को कोई नुकसान नहीं होता. कोई मेरी एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं है, कोई मेरा कहीं होर्डिंग नहीं मिलेगा, कोई मेरा डीलर नहीं मिलेगा. सब एक जगह से ही अपने माउथ से माउथ जो हमारी एडवर्टाइजमेंट है उसी से ये हमारा ग्रोथ करता जा रहा है.
DS Doors, based in the industrial hub of Faridabad in Haryana, has over the last 3 decades made clients over different socio-economic classes. It caters to the taste and budget of every kind of client, from the lower middle class to the extremely rich and powerful. Its only USP is to provide the best possible products at the lowest possible prices. And this commitment has won the company some extremely prestigious clients too.
एक्सपोर्ट हमारा यूके में गया, इटली में, जर्मन, स्पेन, चाइना, नेपाल और जिम्बाब्वे, पाकिस्तान में भी गया. मिस्टर परवेज मुशर्रफ का सारा काम हमारी कंपनी से हुआ था जो वहां के पुराने पीएम थे. और व्हाइट हाउस में भी हमारे दरवाजे अमेरिका में लगे हुए हैं. जब जॉर्ज बुश थे तो उन्होंने हमसे काम कराया था. और हमारे यहाँ के पीएम हाउस में भी कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग हॉल